Hi, my name is Martin Boshoff. I'm the Culture Evangelist at King Price Insurance. I want to share a couple of thoughts again today with you on culture and some of the things we've learned, and we'd love to share that just with you guys. I think today I want to actually tackle that very, very well-known statement that I think is one of the most well-known statements about culture that Peter Drucker made famous many years ago when he made the statement, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast." So you might have read it, heard it 1,000 times, etc. I'm going to give you our opinion on it. We agree 50% with it, and I'll explain it a little bit. We actually made 3 levels of that statement, the way we believe it, the way we look at it. So let's take it as it is. So Drucker said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Yes, that is true, but the problem is, if it's true, it means your company's already in problems. You're in trouble. Because if your culture is busy eating away on your strategy, it means that those 2 forces are in competition with one another and are busy working against one another. And they should never be working against one another. So that's why I say I agree with Mr. Drucker 50%, meaning, yes, it's only true if it's too late, I want to say. The ideal would be that culture and strategy are never 2 forces that should be butting heads. They should never be working against one another. But culture and strategy are 2 forces that should align. And as you can align your culture and your strategy, we like to make this statement. So our second level of statement on that is to say culture enables or empowers strategy. Your culture should be the seedbed within where your strategy actually flourishes. So it's very important for your strategy to grow and to flourish within your culture. So the lowest level of belief system for us is culture eats strategy for breakfast. But hopefully you're never in that situation. You want to be in the situation where you want to say our culture enables our strategy. Your culture should give life to the strategy. Strategy should be executed quicker, faster, better, higher levels of trust within the teams that's established, and things like that should happen. And because that's happening, your strategy gets executed much better because of your culture. So make sure culture and strategy is never seen. If there's competition between the 2 and they're working against one another, something is wrong. You need to fix it. You need to work on that, identify what it is, and get that in a much better place. Then our third statement is culture as a strategy. So the lowest level, culture eats strategy. Middle level, culture enables strategy. Highest level, culture as a strategy. That's when you realize, but listen, our whole business, whatever the product is you're selling, whatever the process you're going through, whatever the things are you are endeavoring as a business, is the way you do it, the why you do it, and the way that you do it. The culture within your team is your strength. That means your teams are so strong, you could adjust your strategy a bit, you could adjust a couple of things, but because of a strong, trusting, belonging culture within your teams, you can actually do anything. You can actually achieve a lot more than what you're busy achieving. So I think it's a very important element to ask yourself today, what is the relationship between your structure and your culture, and between your culture and your strategy? Those 3 forces are the 3 forces that you will always, as a leader, will have to negotiate with and navigate and work with them to get them in the right balance. The balance between culture, strategy, and structure. Structure, very important. So we also, on those 3 levels of statements, we sometimes say, yes, if culture might eat strategy for breakfast, but structure can eat culture for lunch. Why do we mean with that? Because I've so many times seen teams that because of their structuring and the way the system and process is structured, it destroys the culture again. So make sure your structure is not dysfunctional and doesn't work against your culture or in a negative way towards your culture. So my thought for today, I think I want you to really have a focus on is to say, if culture is strategy, it's not where you want to be. Is culture enabling or empowering strategy? Much better place to be. Ideal place to be. Culture as a strategy. Your culture, your team dynamic is just so strong. Your engagement levels are so high. If they give you a new product to sell, you'll tend to want to do it. If they change the processes, you'll be able to do it because the team is just functioning and working together in such a fantastic way. So I want to really encourage you to make sure, put culture right there as a massive part of your business to make sure it becomes your strategy. That's the ideal world you can live in from a culture perspective. I'm Martin Bosso from King Price Insurance, sharing with you these culture thoughts that we've learned.